All right, so I'm outside of a 2018 Honda Accord. This is an EXL hybrid. So the first thing I want to show you is actually on the key, and this is how to use a remote start. You'll press the lock button first, and then you're going to press and hold the remote start button. You'll see the lights flash if you're standing near the car, and that'll crank it up. If not, you can crank it up from the house. Now, if you needed to turn it off, you could press the unlock button and the remote start button, and that would turn it off in case you realize you weren't leaving. So you can run this for up to 20 minutes. So I'm going to walk to the back of the car. First thing I'm going to show you does have a quick entry on the back if I've got the key within 28 inches, so I can touch that, and it's a button right here. And you can see my backup cameras right here too. Now in this model, unlike the previous generation, it does have fold-down seats. So it's got a 60-40 split in there, and my controls are right here and right here. Now something I will point out in all of Honda's hybrids is they come with a tire repair kit. So you're not going to see a spare in any of our vehicles, so if you'd like one, you'd need to purchase that extra to keep in the car. So just something to go over. So let's move around to the second row here. It's leather interior since this is a hybrid model. Let me unlock it here. So this is going to have the tan interior, or beige, or ivory is what I should say if you're looking on like the website. And you can see the stitching, and it's got perforated leather. It does have vents in the back, along with your seat holders, deals right here. So that's what's going on in the back seat. Now moving up into the front row. So it has keyless entry to where I could walk and put my hand on the door handle to unlock, and to lock the doors I could press right there, and now they're locked. Now they're unlocked, so hopefully you could hear that beep. Now hopping into the car, while the car is on and the AC is on, nothing else in the car is going to be on. And that's how the remote start works. So from here, it's going to then prompt me to put my foot on the brake and tap the start button. And that's going to turn the rest of the electronics on in the car. And that's just a safety feature designed to acknowledge that the key is now in the car, so that nobody is driving the car who shouldn't be. So let's start you on the left side and we'll walk you across some features here. So window controls, auto up and down on your driver and passenger side. My window locks. My actual door locks, and then my mirror controls left and right, and I can adjust on the pad. Over on the door, you'll notice the memory seating, so to set it, I would press set. Both of these will start flashing, and I select the one I want to set once I have the seat adjusted how I prefer. Now, on your keys in this vehicle, and if I can get the key back out, put it in my back pocket, it's going to have a number on the back, which is actually underneath this sticker. It'll say driver 1 or driver 2, and that'll correlate with over here, along with the additional settings in the car as far as door locks and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Now moving over to the left side of the dash. To get to my trip, I can do that right here, and you can see it'll toggle through some things right up here on the screen, and I can adjust the brightness with the knob right next to it, so that's what I'm doing from right here. Down below that, this is going to jump over to some of my Honda sensing features. So if I press this, you're going to see this screen pop up right here, and you can tell what's turned on and what's off. So road departure mitigation is on. I'm actually going to turn my blind spot monitoring system on. And then the one below that is going to be collision mitigated braking system. So all three of these are now on. So this is a really cool screen. It's digital, and I can display a lot of different things here. So if I want to see the power and charge that I have, eco drive as far as seeing how I'm affecting economically my driving habits. My power flow will show me exactly which mode I'm driving in, and I can get that same over here. So that's what I was showing my customer earlier today. Now, scrolling down a little bit further, your range and fuel on this tank of gas. So I had, I think, about 590 when we got in the car and went for the drive. So that was on a full tank of gas if you're kind of curious as to what the range is on this car. Let's move down another screen, fuel economy, if I just want to see current and previous trips, things like that. Speed and time, audio, phone, traffic signs is a really cool one. It'll actually, so where that box is right there, it's reading the traffic signs with the camera that's up in here, and it will tell you what the speed limit is on that road. So if you get caught or you do a lot of driving for work and you're not sure what the speed limit is, this is a great one for you. Driver support, attention monitor. I'm not going to go through all of these. Your oil life is right here. I just really want you to see that you have a lot of options here that you can present yourself. So you're not just stuck with a tachometer over there that I know a lot of people don't necessarily care about. You can have whatever you prefer to view over there. And then how I was doing that is the home button initially pulls up the menu, and then I scroll through using the tab right here, and then the select, I select down on it, right? So my left and right here will jump between my favorite stations. So if I pulled up my audio, which I'll get it pulled up on the screen, and I start jumping in between, it'll jump. As you can see, I'm jumping between my favorite stations that I have set up. So that's how this works. Volume controls are right there. And then my Bluetooth controls are down below, so to answer a call, to hang up a call, and to use voice command. This also works with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as far as using Siri to do things. So Siri, send a text to this person, Siri, navigate to this address, and using OK Google to do those same things. And then my very important back button, which works in all these menus, whether I be in the menu up here or the menus over there, it allows me to jump back out of screens. So on the right side of the steering wheel, you're going to see some more of your Honda sensing features. So adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist are going to live on this side. So the first button you'd want to know is about the main button. When you turn the main button on, you're going to see ACC and LKS. So that's what's flashing up there. ACC stands for adaptive cruise control, and LKS stands for lane keep assist. Now lane keep assist is going to be using this button right here. When you press this button, you're going to see those lines start to come on. They're going to turn solid when you're moving from 45 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour, and the camera is now reading the road. It's not going to work if you have your windshield wiper blades on, so keep that in mind. The two are tied together. It's designed to help prevent you from drifting out of your lane. So if I was in my car and I was going and I started to drift, it's just going to pull me a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. It's real subtle. You can overpower it, so it's nothing to be concerned about. You know, is the car going to smash me into something? But it is there. And if you put your blinker on, it's not going to, you know, do anything. Now, adaptive cruise control, once I've got up to the speed that I want to set, so let's say I'm going 65, I press set. From there, I can then determine the distance it'll keep between me and the car in front of me using this button right here. And when I press this, you're going to see boxes appear there. The more boxes, the more space between me and the car in front of me. So that's how this feature works. All of these safety features that I've gone over, you can turn on and off. So I just want you to know that. I know sometimes that's a point of contention for people. They want to know, hey, do I have the ability to turn this off? This one, I'm not comfortable with it. So yes, you do. On the backside, you'll notice you do have paddle shifters for this car, so you can use those for regenerative braking to increase the charge in the car and then be able to drive in purely electric mode. While I'm mentioning that, I will move down to the shifter just to show you a couple of those things. To drive in electric mode, you can do it from right here. And you'll notice a couple other buttons that are related to driving. So Econ will help improve gas mileage by shutting down some electrical systems in the front end of the car, affecting things like the AC unit and the accelerator when this is on. And when it's on, you'll see a green leaf pop up, and you can see it on right there. Sport mode is kind of the opposite. So it's going to improve revving and rev at a higher RPM and give me a little bit more get up and go, but I'm going to lose out on that gas mileage. And whenever you turn that on, you'll see sport mode come on up there in red. So you can see it on there right now. I'm going to switch over to the green, switch back to the red. And actually when I kicked it on, the car started to rev and use the engine, so it wasn't working off of just the generator. So down to the left, your auto on-off headlights, you can set them right there, and then your fog light controls are right here to turn them on, turn them off. And then on your left side, you have your windshield wiper controls. You pull down, and then you have intermittent, so you can affect them this way. So that's what's going on from that standpoint. Now, on the touchscreen of the car, I'll walk you through a couple things. Start you off here at home. You can see all these buttons here. They are movable, so I can press and hold until everything lights up, and then I can start moving stuff around. So if I prefer to have stuff in different spots, I can move it around and customize it how I want. Same thing with the buttons up here. You know, I can switch those around too, and then I can hit done, and it'll save how I've set them up. So I've got it moved around a little bit here. FM, the car does have it, and it does have HD channels, as I'll point out, so know that you have a little bit more as far as options there. I'm going to back out of that screen. Your trip computer, if you want to see tripometer information here, you can see the range I have, and I was showing you that earlier. Let's jump back. Bluetooth audio, that'll just allow you to stream music via your phone. So you can not only receive phone calls, text, emails, that sort of thing, but you also have access to listening to your music off your phone too. Smartphone connection. So this is where Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come into play. If you're not familiar with what those are, they allow you to plug into the USB, which you would plug into the USB that is right down here. From there with the one with the phone on it. It then gives you access to music, maps, messages, plenty of different things. So Spotify, Pandora, iHeartMedia, Waze. Depending on what kind of phone you have access to either Apple Maps or you'll have Google Maps and Waze. So just be aware of that. If you have questions about it, I'd be more than happy to help answer them for you. Power flow, this is what I was showing you earlier. It'll show you what mode the car is in. So when I'm driving or using either the engine, the battery, or both, it'll show me which mode I'm in. So it's just kind of cool to be able to see. To access my Bluetooth once I've connected up, SMS text function, that'll read text aloud to you. 90 days of satellite radio comes in the car, and it's set up just like the standard stereo, so to move around and change buttons and set presets and stuff is the exact same. So nothing too tricky there. Moving back over, you do have USBs that you can plug into to charge. Along with that, you could plug in like a thumb drive with music on it and be able to listen to music off of those. So that's what's going on from there. System updates is exactly what it sounds like. Changing the clock, they made a button for you. And know that you can remove some of these buttons too. So if you wanted a real clean setup with only like 4 or 5 buttons, you could do that. Honda Link will give you access to recall notices, maintenance reminders. It also comes with some subscription-based stuff that you can access to And they start you off by giving you, I think, a year free to be able to lock and unlock the door from your phone, to be able to start the car from your phone. So some different features that you can take advantage of there. So check it out if you don't know much about it. It's pretty cool. Compass, you do have a compass available to you to see where you're going, or which direction, I should say. So that's kind of a quick rundown of this. I'll throw it in reverse to show your backup camera up here. Your backup camera has 3 different views. So I've got a wide angle view. I've got just a normal view, no manipulation to the camera, and then one aimed straight down. So you can see the very edge of my back bumper, and if I'm parallel parking, this works out. And then the car does have cross-traffic monitoring, which is on right now, and you can turn that off and on. And so if somebody was coming from my left or right, it would give me an arrow from which direction they're coming in, and it would start to beep. So that's what this feature is. AC is still a dual zone control, so I can do left and right separate of each other. To sync them up, just press the sync button, you'll see it light up right there, and then I can adjust the temperature. If I want to set it to auto, I can do that from right here, and it'll adjust the cabin for me and kind of do things that way. So I'm going to turn that back off just because I don't want it on that much. Instead of a standard shifter, use buttons, and they will light up so you can see the LEDs when I throw them on. Hopefully you can see those, green, red, drive, and it's going to alert you up here too, so anytime I throw it into something, you can see it changing. So that's just what's going on from that standpoint. Parking brake is electronic. To set it, I put my foot on the brake and I lift up on the trigger, and you'll see the red LED, and it'll say brake actually up here. So you'll see brake there too. And when I release it, that turns off and the LED comes off too. And to release it, I put my foot on the brake and just press down. So it's just like a handbrake you'd pull up and down. Brake hold is set up to where if I'm in stop and go traffic and I have my seatbelt on, key factor, if the car is in drive, I can have the brake hold button on, and it'll do this so long as the car is still on. Every time I come to a complete stop, it'll hold the brake for me while the car's in drive, and I can let my foot off the brake. So it's just a convenience feature. That's how this function works. So if you have questions about that, reach out. Other than that, cup holders in your doors right here, center console, nice big one right there. And then I do have another USB and a power outlet in there, along with the USB and the power outlet that you saw here too. Car does have a moonroof, does have an auto dimming mirror with HomeLink set up for it, so I can connect my gate clicker, garage clicker, all that stuff. My microphone from Bluetooth to affect the map lights inside on whether they turn on when the door is open. That's what this is for, so that's what it would be for if I open it. Now they come on. Yeah, so you can see it has a nice wood finish to it, black on all the tops where you'd see or catch glare. Then the wood finish, and then I've got the taupe or tan underneath. So I've got a nice two-tone look on my doors. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you out. You can always, just respond on the YouTube video. I'd be more than happy to help you. You can email me at the letter J, then Fuller, Fuller, at howdyhonda.com. Or you can call me on the business line at 512-443-4300. Just ask for Justin. Thank you much.